So we're finally here. The transfer window has slammed shut. There has been an array of transfers all across the world. A lot of them making headlines. Players moving to Saudi Arabia. Some of them moving to Major League Soccer, as well as hundreds of players moving across European football. We've got Simply Alex in the studio, and we wanted to get together and do the top 10 transfers that you have probably missed out on. Alex, good to see you, and thanks for joining us in the studio, buddy.
Thanks for having me, Quinny. Nice to be in the studio, and yeah, I'm going to give you some surprises of even transfers your football brain has missed.
Looking forward to it. At any point in the video today, guys, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel. We're pushing for 10,000 subscribers, and we cannot do that without your support. Be sure to check out all the content from Simply Alex as well. That will be linked in the description of the video. And yeah, let's just get stuck into it.
First up, I'm going to take you through a footballer everyone has forgot about. He's really kind of fell off the map. If I told you Ainsley Maitland-Niles rings a bell,
Yep.
Would you be able to tell me where he's just moved to?
I would guess Fulham.
Incorrect. He has moved from the Premier League, well, essentially got relegated with Southampton. He's spent some time at Roma as well. Now he's with Lyon, but even better than that, it looks like he's starting to nail down a starting spot there. So yeah, a career that might be on an upward trajectory and one that you missed.
Yeah, 100% missed that, and I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on Lyon since they've just announced that Rino Gattuso is going to be replacing Laurent Blanc in that. So between all the wonder kids that Lyon have got and somebody like Maitland-Niles, obviously a regular name in the Premier League, yeah, definitely missed that, and Lyon definitely worth watching out for this year. The first transfer that I thought has probably slipped off of a lot of people's radars, again, very familiar name to Premier League fans around the world, is Juan Mata. Former, main guy at Chelsea, main guy at United sort of for a wee minute or two. And he has found himself in Japan, taking over from Andres Iniesta at Vissel Kobe. So there's still some fight left in the old dog, and he's away to the J-League to try and get some J-League titles and all that good stuff for him.
Well, yeah, absolutely one I would have never known about. I was pretty sure that Mata had retired, to be honest, so that's not looking good for me. And yeah, J-League knowledge isn't really up there. This is where Ange made his breakout, but besides from that, I don't pay too much attention.
Yeah, I think a lot of people thought Iniesta retired when he was in Japan as well, so I don't think much has changed in that respect.
Good point. Okay, so next up, we have one that was left very late on deadline day. So although being a massive player, a fantastic player, Premier League known, I think it slipped people's mind. Let me know if you think I'm wrong, but what about Luis Sinisterra, formerly of Leeds? He has made a move to AFC Bournemouth. He had plenty of options. He said to the Leeds fans he's not going to leave. He wasn't going to leave. Then he threatened to sue them because he wanted to leave so bad. So yeah, he has snaked Leeds. He would have been fantastic in the Championship. Premier League, Bournemouth, going to be a little bit difficult. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And with, again, they've changed their manager in the summer. Iraola has came in. And, I remember looking at Bournemouth's transfer business earlier this window when they were buying guys like Kluivert, thinking that's not going to be good enough. But Sinisterra had a really high rep when he came to Leeds from Feyenoord, and maybe under this system with this manager, that could be a sneaky one. It could really impact the league this year.
Yeah, it's completely fitness based. Like, we know how good he is. When he plays well, but he doesn't play enough because he's been injured. So Bournemouth took a little gamble on him. So yeah, we'll see how he does under definitely a new manager.
Yeah. And I'll go with another. I think we've got a few names that are familiar to Premier League fans, certainly. But another one maybe didn't make as big an impact on the Premier League in his time at Manchester City. He's went to Barcelona, and he's not really made much of an impact there. And he's now found himself at Girona. And it is none other than Eric Garcia. Of course, Spain international, former Man City, answer to Vincent Kompany in defence and whatever. He's now on loan out at Girona. So quite a fall from grace for the bold Eric.
Yeah, someone, coming up through Barcelona, you're obviously going to be a hot prospect, and it just hasn't seemed to click at all for him. I never actually saw the transfers. That's a good one I've missed, but I do know that, he's out of the pecking order. They're not going to be able to play him, and every time I see the fans talk about him, they're happy to let him go. So, yeah, although it's not someone I've watched a lot, yeah, he has fell from grace. Okay, so I know Quinny's going to know this next one, but I don't think everyone at home will know the outcome. If I said Al Arabi, it would probably ring a bell because Marco Verratti has ended up in Qatar. So completely fell out with PSG, wanted the move to Saudi. That was blocked. It's all fell apart and he's ended up in Qatar. I couldn't tell you why. I couldn't tell you their team. I couldn't tell you any other players, of course. But yeah, it's just, I discussed the fall from grace of Eric Garcia. I mean, this fall from grace could be seriously hard. Dropped from the Italy team. I mean, you've just at one of the best midfield players, especially a defensive midfield player, wasting a career, in my opinion. What about your thoughts?
Yeah, big time. I do think it is a very under the radar transfer because when Verratti leaves PSG, you'd have expected some other clubs to show an interest, maybe make a move for him, but no one came anywhere near. There's a lot of chat that off the field he likes a cigarette and maybe he likes the nightclubs and a few other bits and bobs. So if he is moving to the Middle East, he must have some special arrangements in his contract to make sure he can keep that up. And yeah, it's he definitely falls into that category of those players that cash out of Europe. He's just like, I'm done, I'm out kind of thing. And yeah, definitely disappointing. And I would also say disappointing that no one else said, hey, come and play for us for a year before you do that. Come on, pal.
I mean, look at Liverpool, right? You need a central defensive midfielder. Surely you offer him a bit of cash and just see what he does. But yeah, maybe it is Verratti likes to party, and therefore Liverpool do not want that party animal in their club.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you. Another guy, he was maybe at risk of being a Verratti or maybe even an Eden Hazard and just kind of falling off the face of the earth. But he's re-emerged at Real Betis and he's got the main spot in attacking midfield, and Real Betis are definitely moving up a few gears under Pellegrini, and they've signed Isco from Real Madrid. So this is actually a really funny one, right? Because he kind of left Real Madrid already last year on loan to Betis' rivals, Sevilla, and he didn't really kick a ball and make much of an impression. But the Betis fans have welcomed him in open arms, and the first 3 games he's done good, and he's looking like old Isco. And again, one that many people might have missed on.
Yeah, definitely kind of slipped my opinion. And boldly, I actually think he's a very overrated player. So this will really tell because of his time at Sevilla. But yeah, I don't want to put that statement out when I haven't watched too much of him. But it's out there now, and I'll be proven right or wrong very shortly.
So yeah, Isco is the next one for me for sure.
A transfer very close to my heart next, Quinny. Nemanja Matic has left Roma to move to Rennes. Now, what is weird about this is there must have been a fallout in the background, because wherever Mourinho goes, Matic goes.
Yep.
That is United, Chelsea, Roma, and they fell apart. And Mourinho said something along the lines of, I'm not happy with the decision, I feel betrayed. So I don't know what's gone on there, but watching so much of Roma last season, he has still got it. Matic on the ball, cool, calm, composed. He's going to be a massive loss in that kind of, again, defensive midfield role for Roma, but I think he can do a job at Rennes.
Yeah, big time. Like French football will probably suit him as well as like Italian football did in terms of the pace from like his position in midfield. And yeah, like Rennes are a really ambitious team. They're always in Europa League and also sold their star man this summer to City. But I think that's quite a clever move by Rennes. And although Matic isn't going to necessarily like win the matches, he probably makes the squad a lot better. And yeah, that's a good one. I definitely missed that as well. One that I would probably put in parallel with that with you is, again, missed by a lot of folk. He's left Real Betis and he's went to Mexico, which not a lot of people did for big money this summer, but Sergio Canales did, former Real Madrid and former Betis. So he, again, cashed out of Europe, but he's going for the spring break lifestyle. He's going to, I think it was Monterrey he signed for. Yeah. So he's away into Mexico for a bit of a party time, leaving Europe. And another one that a lot of people might have missed off.
Yeah, someone that's left early, and I've been watching him over summer, and I really think he can just absolutely smash it in Mexico. But obviously, he could be there to wind down his career, have a bit of party time. So we'll see how it turns out. But I guarantee a lot of people did not know about that.
Now, the final 2 transfers we have are both strikers, both at the very tail end of their career, and both potentially even getting their last big money contract. But they're both at very different ends of the football food chain with this move. Alex, we'll get yours first.
You'd like mine? Okay. Boca Junior have signed a new striker who's only 36 but seems about 46, Edison Cavani. Now, I'm not sure why he's gone over there. I mean, I guess it's just kind of running out his career. He's had a really strong career, but if he, nails down that starting spot and gets in love with the fans, he could do some serious stuff still. Yeah.
We've seen lots of veteran, particularly strikers, go to South America, like the natives anyway, to end it. I think Roque Santa Cruz was still playing in Paraguay till he was like 43. And, I think Suarez is in Brazil now. We were mentioning that before. So I think this could be a great move for Cavani, because going to Boca, you're competing for stuff. You know what I mean? And, Uruguay have got some teams that can compete maybe in like the Sudamericana or something. But for him, that's maybe his big team that he supports there. So that is one that was celebrated a lot by the Boca fans, but maybe like the general fan definitely missed out on, because, again, Cavani's not really and big transfer sagas. And
he's not getting in the news anymore, is he?
Yeah, that kind of one. And again, finishing his career off at a very historic and very esteemed club. My final one, which is another striker over the age of 35, the very tail end of his career, making his last big money contract transfer this summer. He does have a card as well. But it's Stephen Fletcher, who is... I think he has one of the Premier League records for headed goals from his time at Burnley and Sunderland and stuff like that. It was definitely one of the most expensive British transfers for a while. Burnley or Sunderland, somebody paid a lot of money for him. But anyway, he is signed for Ryan Reynolds and Mulaney, whatever his name is Wrexham down in League Two, I think they're at the moment. So he's leaving Dundee United, who were in the Europa League, I think, qualifiers last season, get dumped out, then got relegated from Scotland, and then he's moved to Wrexham to help them get promoted and move up. And, Fletcher, a lot of experience, maybe not at that level, but that's maybe a move that could be good fun to watch for this year.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the Wrexham Netflix documentary to come out, because it's coming in time. They're just on their rise to the Premier League. Who knows if they'll make it? But, there's not much else to say about it, is there? At the end of the day, Quinny, some great lists there. Let me know in the comments, right, which one do you think was the biggest surprise of the video? Which one had you missed, or was there a couple that you'd missed? All right, if you learned, you liked, you love something, please subscribe. All the best. Cheers.